Hey guys, it's LeaLeaVSG. I'm here for my week 62 post-op check-in. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on July 13, 2016 here in Atlanta, Georgia at Northside Hospital by Dr. Paul Masick. My highest weight was 288, date of surgery 269, and then as of yesterday 177.4. I have lost 86% of my excess weight, less than 20 pounds to goal. So that's super exciting. Um, and I didn't gain on my cruise last week. I was so proud of me. Um, and I literally only ate one ice cream cone. And they have those soft serve machines everywhere, and I only ate one. So I was pretty proud of me. Let's see, we've got a lot to cover. It's been a while. So if you've been with me for a while, you know last summer I did the ugly cry face video because my endocrinologist diagnosed me with Graves' disease. But then after some more blood work, he's like, "Oh, no, I think you're fine. I was wrong." Well, no, he wasn't. A few months ago, he sent me for a thyroid scan and an iodine uptake test, which was no fun. Um, Basically, they shoot you up with radioactive iodine, and then they scan you every few hours for 24 hours just to see how your thyroid reacts. And I had to do like a no iodine, no salt diet for like 5 weeks or 5 days before. So that was tough because really no meat, no protein shakes, couldn't even take my vitamins. So I like literally lived off of like kosher hot dogs and salt-free Ritz crackers. It was terrible, and fruit. Um, but basically when they shoot you up with the iodine, it's basically like your thyroid is a drunk that hasn't had a drink, and the amount or the I guess depending on how quickly your thyroid starts processing that iodine, sucking it up, then that's how they can kind of determine what's going on with it. And that came back and confirmed the diagnosis of Graves' disease, which is an autoimmune disorder that affects the thyroid. It makes it overactive. Um, And I mean, I was glad to at least have some answers. I won't lie, it was kind of a little bit emotional because I, did my research and read, the possible side effects. But it wasn't severe enough to need medication at the time. So we just agreed to monitor it, which we do anyway. I see him about every 8 weeks or so, and we draw blood. But so no Red Cross, quit calling me. I don't have any yet left to spare. But then I started feeling like super crazy. Like literally like take your meds boo crazy. I was anxious, I was jittery, I was emotional. I thought I was losing my mind. I even took myself to a psychiatrist and was like, "Help me." And then when I went back for my follow-up appointment with my endocrine doctor, Dr. Isaacs was like, "No." He's like, "No, you're not crazy." He did some more tests, and I have another thyroid disorder. It is called Hashimotos. And that is basically the opposite of Graves, where it makes your thyroid underactive. And he's like, this is why you're feeling batshit crazy. He's like, you've got these two dueling disorders that are playing tug of war with your hormones. And he put me on, thyroid medication, and like literally within a day, I started to feel like my old self. Um, I'm thinking it might be off again though, because the past couple of weeks I've been a little more, I've been feeling off again. So definitely, something we'll talk about when I go back. I also have to go back in for a thyroid ultrasound. So who knows? Maybe they just need to take the damn thing out. I don't know. But there's that. And then moving on, I am now a CrossFit athlete. I thought calling myself an athlete still makes me giggle a little bit. But yeah, I've been doing CrossFit for about a month and a half now. I found a Groupon, and so I made myself do it. And honestly, the idea of it scared the piss out of me. But I was like, this is something that you can grow from. Instead of being afraid of something, take it on. go, just do it. And I mean, it's 3 minutes from my house. I have no excuse. And so I've been going, and I actually after my first month, I signed up for a 6 month commitment. So it's real. Um, and I knew physically it was going to really push me, but I think what really surprised me was the mental and emotional changes I've dealt with from it. You know, I never ever thought I would be doing something like CrossFit or anything like that. Even after, losing this weight, it was just still not ever something that I thought I could do. And I used to make fun of it, but I think it was out of intimidation. Um, but I went in there and I kind of told my trainers a little bit about my journey, just so that way, they understood, hey, if I say I can't do this, it's not me trying to be a weenie or trying to, wimp out. It's because I literally don't know if I can, because I've never tried, you know, oldly or, newly. These aren't things that I've ever pushed myself to do. So, I'll give it my all, but here's where I'm coming from. And there have been times where I've said I can't do that, and they're like, bullshit, do it. There's only been one time where I literally couldn't, and it was a 24-inch box. Had to do jumps on and off of it, and there was just something about it. I just had a big old mental block. I couldn't do it. I cried. I did. There is crying in CrossFit, by the way, so it's okay. Um, but I don't know. I don't know what it was. I don't know why it affected me like that, but it did. And I mean, I don't know if maybe it's because I'm worried about my knees, because I've had knee surgeries, and so I kind of have to protect those puppies. But I don't know if it's just, thinking, still thinking with big girl brain, because, big girls don't bounce. You miss that jump, and it's gonna hurt. So, which I guess, I mean, it's definitely pushed me in a lot more ways than I thought it would. And everyone's been so great. If I miss a couple classes, my trainer publicly shames me on Facebook. It's pretty hilarious. No, it's definitely become such an important thing to me, especially working from home. That's one of the ways I get out and I see people and I do things. And I have no regrets. I'll dread going into the box. Every just about every workout, but I never regret it when I leave. So I'm really really excited about that. Plus, it feels good to kind of, face your fears. What else? I got my, y'all know how I do my notes. I mean, I think that kind of ties into my next thing. Self-love, especially through this journey, when you deal with, the ups and downs, the emotions, the hormones, the body dysmorphia, and you basically, you're becoming a new person, and you have to learn who that is. And it's like, how? Where do I even start? Here I am, 31 years old, and having to figure out, who is Lee now? Who is she? She used to be, the funny big girl. Uh, now just, I guess, the funny girl. I mean, I am pretty hilarious, um, you know, that's honestly a question I'm not sure how to answer yet. So that's something I'm working on. And I think it's really, really hit home for me the past few weeks. So I've decided to just take a step back from everything and just, do some self work, do some self love. It's just funny though, because just the way people just really don't seem to understand it. For example, I don't, I still see big girl Lee, in the mirror sometimes, but so sometimes it's just hard to wrap my head around that people don't see the old you. For example, one of my church friends was over one night for coffee, and I had the picture from my birthday cruise last year, the one I went on 2 weeks before surgery, my 30th birthday cruise. And she's like, "Oh, who are these guys?" And I was like, "That's me." And she couldn't wrap her head around it. And so I pulled up, my YouTube channel, and I showed her one of my very first videos. And her reaction was just hilarious. She's like, "All right, I can either close my eyes and listen, or I need to mute this to watch you." She's like, "Cuz I can't wrap my head around your voice coming out of that person." So I guess to hear someone else's perspective, cuz I don't even know what I'm trying to say at this point. Getting other people's reactions is kind of eye-opening, I guess, because you get in your own head a lot. At least I do. Or for example, I'll if I talk about it at CrossFit, I'm like, well, I'm like, it's my big girl brain that's getting in my way right now. My trainer, he'll say, "But you're not fat anymore," and it's like, well, yeah, I know this, but there's still that mental struggle. So I've been starting a few things, doing a few different things. The therapist that I was seeing after all the stuff with my dad last fall, she had me put before pictures. She had me tape them to all my mirrors, so that every time I look at myself in the mirror, I see current me and then old me. And it's, I guess, basically the concept of the side by sides I do on Instagram. So I've been doing that. I've been working on a prayer journal, which seeing it in writing is really, really kind of mind blowing, because you can sit there and you can speak or think your prayers or whatever you do, but put it in writing and see how you feel. I was also been doing positive affirmations, especially in the mirror, because yeah, you can sit there and tell yourself how great you are all day every day, but look yourself in the eye while you do it. That's a tough one for me. It's like I'm definitely learning that I need to believe that I deserve good things. And I'm also learning that the only person who doesn't believe in me right now is me. And so those are definitely some big things that I need to work on. And not just post-op, but just as a person. So definitely dealing with some growing pains right now. But it'll get there. Just the past few weeks have taught me quite a bit about myself. So definitely got some homework to do. Um, what else? Oh, I did some clothes shopping last week because I realized I'm like, fall weather is starting to hit here, and I was like, I have nothing. So I went shopping, and oh man, I scored good. I scored big on jeans. I found a pair of American Eagle jeans for $7, and Banana Republic jeans were what, 12? And so I was able to get into 12s, size 12s. But then I am so close to being able to button a size 10, so I bought those too. And I got the cutest Under Armour shirt for like $15, size medium pay. Um, they had a size small Columbia fleece for like $15, and I was like, oh man. But then the zipper was broken, so I didn't feel so bad. But clothes shopping has also been an adventure too. I don't feel like I feel the anxiety like I used to. Like I told y'all back, during Black Friday and stuff when I went shopping with my mom. Going into all the stores I've never been able to shop in before. That actually gave me anxiety. Like I almost had a panic attack because I don't feel like I belong in those stores. I've never felt like I belong in those stores. And I honestly thought that someone was going to walk up to me and say, "We don't have anything here for you. Get the hell out." So I don't really deal with that anymore. But I think sometimes just the sizing is frustrating because, all right, I can fit into a size medium at Victoria's Secret, but then I go try to buy, some cute Ohio State shirts, and I have to get an extra large, and I still look like a stuffed sausage. What the hell? So definitely important to remember, you know, sizing is subjective, and you need to remember that your size does not define you. It's all about how you feel in your own skin and in your own clothes. And then your own head, which, is my struggle right now. So You know, I've just decided that I need to be able to get to a point where I see myself the way other people see me. Lulu. Oh yeah, you guys haven't seen Lulu in a long time. She's a big girl now. Oh, Louie. Oh, Pumpkin. She's out. Um, oh, I do have a follow up with my surgeon in December. You know, from here on out, it's supposed to be annually, but with my thyroid issues, he wants to see me, you know, in 6 months. And he says, then we can talk about plastics. I'm like, yay. I mean, at this point, I think I'm pretty content with how everything looks, except for my stomach. I mean, honestly, I'm terrified for someone to see me naked. So that'll definitely need to, you know, be done. But I think I can be all right with, you know, my inner thighs and my bat wings, and I think, you know, working out's going to help those anyway. But yeah, the stomach's definitely going to need a little bit of work. But you know, at this point, I would rather have it look like that for now than to have it all, you know, 110 pounds back in it. I can't stop, won't stop, never going back. I guess. Um, I think the only other thing I had on the list for this video was before and after pictures, cruise edition, side by sides. I have my cruise picture from last year, 2 weeks pre-op, and then I have my little glamour shot from last week, and pretty hot, not gonna lie. So, open this bad boy. Okay, you ready? Well, first, I think we need a little bit of music. We need a little bit of soundtrack for this one from my before. Swim so wild and you swim so free. Heaven above and the sea below, and a little white whale on the go. Oh yes. Oh, there we go. Happy. Way down yonder where the dolphins play, where you dive and splash all day. Alright, that's enough of that. Sorry. That was funny. Alright, guys. That is it for week 62. I have missed you guys, so I hope you're doing good. I do have another video coming up too, just my way overdue Surgiversary video. So check that out. That'll be up soon. I will talk to y'all later. Love ya.